friends, Romulans, countrywomen. It's time for Bingo is Life.
Hey, just so you know, like they used to do in the old soap operas, tonight, playing the part of Jay Zare will be Dan Easley.
I'm Dan Easley.
Hey.
And I'm Jay Zare.
There you go.
Hey. And I'm joined on my left by Chris Howdyshell.
Hey.
Oh.
And on my right by Mike Howdyshell.
Oh.
Brittany Mum Shackles Mongold is to my other left.
Hi.
Welcome again.
And we'll introduce a guest here in just a few moments.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sweet. What a fun night.
Yeah, how was bingo?
We had a group of 5 that were as loud as they could
be.
Have they been here before? I was curious about that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We have some veterans. We have some regulars, I guess we call them that. They've formed a little cult.
Yeah, it's a straight up cult. It's a beautiful cult. I'm into it. But they tonight 3 of them had tattooed on themselves, or what I said,
marker,
fake tattoo.
Lipstick, maybe. I was thinking it was lipstick.
It just said, "I heart bingo is life."
Oh,
on their chest. I don't know what's going on.
I said,
lipstick.
I said, I don't think I can tell my wife about this.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, she's doesn't listen to this thing.
It's better for all of them.
We don't have to worry.
Oh, that's fun. All right, so it was a fun night tonight.
It was. Nobody won the $150. There was that on the table.
I was going to ask, did anybody win the $150?
No one won the $150.
You heard it here first, folks. No one won.
No
the
one.
$150.
So we've been doing this for now close to 8 years. We've had 4 winners. I think it is 4.
Okay.
The end of the game winners. So we're looking for that magic 5th.
Well, one of them happened this year. So
yes, absolutely.
Statistically, you probably aren't going to have another one for like another year and a half.
Well, thanks for bringing us down with your math.
Hey, math is here to bring you down.
A biennial occasion.
Yes.
You know what, though? I felt for Emily was the one who won tonight. I looked her in the eye and I said, "Are you any good at bowling?" And she goes, "No." I said, "You got it.
You've got this."
Do you guys have people that sponsor that 150, or is that coming
Ruby's
out of your
Arcade.
We do.
pocket?
In fact, we should probably say, hello, Ruby's Arcade sponsor. Thank you for making all this happen.
Yes, indeed. In the historic Wine Brothers building in downtown Harrisonburg, every Tuesday at 7:30 is Bingo is Life. It's a gaming extravaganza suitable for the whole family.
There you go.
Thanks. And the whole families were here tonight. So many kids.
Yeah, there was a lot of them. Standing right at the table.
So speaking of fun things to do, we're going to roll right into it. We got plugs.
Hot dog plugs.
Hot dog days of summer. I'm excited about it. So my son and I have made the ultimate set list today. We've sitting around and we're like, this is going to be we need a hot dog song. So we got some hot dog songs.
Oh.
Nice.
I want to know what those are. But,
one of them is Leaving on a Jet Plane by John Denver.
Where's the one?
How's that a hot dog?
Where's the hot dog? Are you changing the words?
Because he was a pilot and they're known as hot dogs?
The jet. Yeah, the jet's like a...
Chris, how old is he? How old is your son?
My son's 15.
Okay.
He's like the biggest upcoming rock star in all the land.
He's just
that's awesome.
He's cool. He's super cool.
Are you doing the Buck Owens song, Hot Dog?
No.
See my baby at the hot dog stand.
No, you know what? We are
doing the Led Zeppelin song,
we're gonna
Hot Dog?
What are you doing, man? Next time I need no.
Yeah, give me a call.
We really thought the jet was like a hot dog. It was like a jet.
Okay.
Hot dog.
Wow. What a stretch.
I'm leaving on a hot dog.
Don't know
That's nice.
if I need ketchup or mustard.
Oh, I relish this moment.
Hot Dog Fest, that's Saturday.
I mean, you should practice safe eating and always use a condiment. Thank you.
It's like Jay Zare is here. It's just like he's here.
Jokes are much better than that.
Killing the role.
Oh, man. I did draw Jay Zare on a duck pin.
Oh, nice.
Really?
And it looks horrible.
I was going to say, how did it turn out?
No, it looks horrible. And I'm so bad that I'm going to do it again.
Okay, good.
But I might send you guys the picture just so you guys can go, oof.
Yeah.
Push comes to, he'll be back next week. You can draw a duck pin on Jay's hair.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. That's the workaround.
Good point. Good
Do it in lipstick on his chest.
So you wanted to mention the hot dog
days of
days.
summer, and we're also playing with this other band called Mothman Rodeo.
Yeah.
And that features Bill and Jess from the Judy Chops.
Oh, nice.
And Blake from Troutmouth.
Yeah.
So
That's going to be good.
yeah, it's
that'll
going to
be
be,
good.
and it's free.
Yeah.
It's another free show at Sagebird. So yay.
Plus
Good
hot
job.
dogs.
Plus hot dog.
And that's the 27th,
Yep.
this Saturday of July.
Yeah.
What time?
Evening. Music starts at 7.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So one could theoretically do the thing that our special guest is doing on the 27th, which we'll mention in a bit, because there's a whole bunch of things to unpack with that. One could theoretically do the thing that our guest is doing on the 27th and then go see you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great day.
Yeah, it's a great day.
It's a great day.
Hey, real quick before we get to the next segment, tomorrow, July 24th at 7:30. Friendly City Fables.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's the fourth Wednesday of the month. So if you like
Court Square.
If you like comedy, if you like comedy, if you like improv, if you like fantasy or role-playing games, or all of those things combined, that is what it is. Those things combined.
Nice.
And Hagrietta will
Say
be out there.
Hagrietta's there.
Is that you, Angry?
I'm Hagrietta.
Nice.
So, yeah. And
just
now,
as a reminder, that's like Dungeons and Dragons-ish inspired
Inspired by D&D.
comedy.
If you don't know anything about D&D, that is okay.
It just means you're less of a nerd.
Yeah, you can pretend you're better than us. Feel free to come in a costume. It's going to be a great time. So, hey, are you guys ready for another unexpected notion
I
with
think so.
Dan Easley?
I am.
Here we are.
Let's go.
God gave us fingernails so that we could more effectively groom our house cats. Oh, meow. Meow. I'm Dan Easley.
That was another unexpected notion with Dan Easley.
Always unexpected.
Never know.
Did you write this, Dan?
I wrote about 4 months of these in one afternoon.
All right.
He in some sort of fever.
Yeah.
Fever. Hey, speaking of hot things, we've got a hot guest.
Yay!
She's smoking hot. She has a lot of things going on
many.
Downtown and around Harrisonburg and Bridgewater, and even a little bit in the town that's sort of north of Harrisonburg. and so
there are others?
there's so many towns. It's not even a town.
Front Royal.
From the mountains to the caves, we have Harrisonburg stand-up comedy guru, Don Davis Womack.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you all for having me today. This is so exciting.
Yeah, man, we're super. Well, so years ago, you asked me to play some music at a thing.
Yeah.
What
thing?
You've been doing, it was a Christmas thing.
At Clementine.
Okay.
A Christmas show.
There is,
Nice.
but you've always got something in the fire. You've always that is your MO.
Yeah.
As far as I
Absolutely.
can tell.
Yeah, always thinking outside the box.
That's great. That's
Because
fantastic.
joy, I don't think it should be confined to one space. And comedy be confined to one space. And it's been in the comedy clubs for a long time. It'll remain in the comedy clubs, and that's great. But there's alternatives to that.
Sure.
And so we want to bring comedy to places people haven't thought of before.
Yeah.
When did you start with comedy? When did you start that whole thing?
I started that in fall of 2016 to face my fears of doing it.
Oh.
That's a perfect reason for doing it.
Yeah. And I wasn't ready to just go to an open mic. I wasn't sure how you I cracked up my friends all the time, but how do you construct a set?
Yeah.
And what is that about? I knew it required some effort, but I wasn't sure what that effort was. So I took some classes in Silver Spring, Maryland, 3 hours away from here, one way.
A safe distance. Yeah.
It was not because it was a safe distance. It was because there was nothing here.
Oh, well, that's true too.
There
Right,
were no comedy classes. There was nothing here.
Yeah, 2016. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. So I went up there 4 weeks in a row and built my first 7-minute set, and then they did a ticketed show and open to the public, and there was somebody in the audience that produces comedy shows and said afterwards, "You're hilarious. I'm producing a show. I want you to be on it, and I will pay you."
Nice.
Oh.
Amazing.
Wow.
So
That's all you
that's
needed.
how it started.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
February 2017, I had my first paid gig. And for a year, I worked on other people's shows, and they happened to be at least oftentimes 2, 3, 4 hours away.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
part of the comedy journey. But a lot of people that are comics are in like the DC area or New York City or bigger urban areas where they have access to a lot of open mics and comedy and where they can hop on other people's shows. So I thought we should start something here.
Yeah.
Now, the crazy thing about that is I had about 10 minutes of material at that time in 2017, and Restless Moons was opening up. Jeff Moon came to the area, and he reached out to a group I was a part of called Friendly City Comedy, and Jonathan Stewart and John Huffman work with Brittany Mongol on the Friendly Fables and Improv in town, and we did a bunch of sketches just for fun, put them on YouTube, nothing regular, and then that just kind of fizzled out. So he reached out to them, and we weren't doing anything, but I was. So I saw the message in the DM, and I reached out to all of them and said, hey, listen, you all aren't doing anything, but I just started stand-up. You mind if I reach out to them and see what we can do? And they're like, no, go for it.
Go for it, right?
Yeah.
So I did, and, you know, fake it till you make it. It's like, I can do an hour-and-a-half show for you. It's like, who's going to do that in my head? I don't know, but I'll figure it out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so I had a connection with New and Improv at that time because one of the kids at JMU.
I see what they did there. New and Improv.
New and Improv was kind of the predecessor of Rocktown Improv. So
Yeah.
kind of after the pandemic kind of tore everybody up and
Yeah.
blew everybody to the winds.
Yeah. Well, this was the JMU group, New and
Oh
Improv.
gosh, I'm confusing it with No Strings
No strings
Attached.
attached.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I knew a kid there. I knew Huffman, but he had graduated. But then there was another kid that played my son in a film that done by Tim Estep. And so he was on it. And I reached out to him and said, hey, can you connect me with your group? I'd love to see if you guys can be the headline of the show, and I'll warm you up.
Right.
And they said yes. And so we did our first show March of 2018.
When
Yeah.
did you come up? So you are currently undergoing a rebranding.
Yes.
But and in between this now moment and the moment you were just talking about, you had a successful comedy company called X2 Comedy, in which you produced shows and wrangled comedians and taught classes, and now you're rebranding it. When did X2 start? Was it that?
That was the first show.
That was the first show. Okay.
X2 Comedy.
Very good.
So
And what was the
yeah.
inspiration of the name?
Okay.
Here's the story.
Yeah, so Steve...
You gotta love it when they go, okay.
Okay. Cliff Note version.
Yeah.
Steve McClay, who is a part of your improv troupe, was my original business partner. And we met for several weeks to figure out what we were going to call this. And we just we were both exhausted. It's all the name. And we went through, I don't even know how many names. And we were at Panera Bread and we sat down. I said, what are we going to call it? He goes, how about X2 Comedy? I was like, why is that? He goes, because it's me and you. That's times two. That's X2 Comedy. And that's how, fine, let's just go with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. It makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's just times two. Okay.
I wondered if that was it. And so now you've rebranded.
Yes.
Are you times three? X3?
No.
She during her
X1.
comedy career here in Harrisonburg, she picked up and realized that her husband was pretty funny.
Yep.
Put him on the bill.
Yeah.
And they were going by the Funny Womacks for a while, and now they are Fwaf,
Yes.
Funny Womacks and Friends.
Yeah. Yeah, say it. It's fun to say.
Fwaf. What the Fwaf?
Yeah. What the fwaf? What the fwaf is going on?
We're going to Fwaf
off.
tonight. Oh, that sounds
Which
great.
Fwaf makes a little bit more sense than X2.
It really does. It really does. And our heart is to really connect with people, the audiences. We don't have a brick and mortar place, so also venue partners that we do the comedy shows with that grace our, we can grace their stages or their venues. And then our sponsor for my podcast, Virginia's for Laughers, a podcast about all things non-hiking
Right.
in the Shenandoah Valley.
Now I was going to ask you about your podcast. Did it start
Yeah.
as with comedians as guests,
No.
or was it just kind of all over?
I
Anything
wanted,
non-hikers?
I want it to be about all things non-hiking
Yeah.
in the Shenandoah Valley because I don't like hiking.
Okay.
And it is people know us for that here, right?
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
kind of value add can now Fwaf bring to the community to help tourists and people that live here get more out of their Shenandoah Valley experience? We got
Right.
a ton of comedy podcasts out there. So I just wanted to give value add to the community, have them get a sense of who we are. And there are friends too, people that listen, people that come on the show.
I know Jay was on there at one point. I'd listen to Jay.
I listened to Bill Howard on there.
Bill Howard.
That's okay. Yeah, I love having musicians and comics on, but I also have vineyard owners. I was just at Massanutten Resort recently. They're building the new Mountain Mayhem coaster. And they took me up in like this AV, and we set up in front of the. Oh yeah, it's a mountain coaster.
A mountain coaster like they have in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's like that. And the cranes are all behind us because I'm video now.
Yeah. Oh,
also
good.
On YouTube now.
I thought that might make sense.
No.
Coasters of Tennessee. No.
Do they have one in Kazakhstan as well? Because that's another place I really haven't been.
Basically, you start at the top, or they take you up the top, and then you just go down this thing.
Just sort of coasting.
It's like a big slide.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
It's
on a
very
coaster.
fun.
Yeah.
It is
There-
cool.
are there- is it like on
Sounds
tracks, kind of?
It's going to be a single track.
Okay, yeah. I feel like I've seen some videos of that happening in Germany on the big
Yes.
rockers they have there.
And they have it
looks scary.
It looks very cool. They have a company from France that is actually
Building it?
La
That's
Montagne,
awesome.
Yeah.
as we said last week.
Oh yeah, we learned that.
Yeah.
Is that what we said?
Well, Tramontagne, but La Montagne, just a mountain. So that's cool.
French for mountain.
So who sponsors your podcast?
Pre-Popsterous Popcorn.
Oh, fun.
Bridgewater, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, that's fantastic. So we're excited. I think we're going to be on it one of these days.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And you're on ours. Oh,
Podcast
it's a
love.
small world. After
Yeah.
Yeah. And your podcast has a great, I think it's a good resource for tourism.
I really think so
that
too.
Yeah, the Virginia is for laughers, so I think it's wonderful in from a tourism perspective. I think it's really cool.
You have a great voice.
Thank you very
for
much.
podcasting.
Yeah, I did
do.
voiceover work for a while too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, film acting, voiceover, stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of a voiceover, what you would do?
Depends on what it is. What's the genre?
What if we had you read one of Dan's Dan's notions?
Oh no, he's getting covetous.
No. That's right.
These are my notions.
My notions.
My notions.
So protective.
All
of
right,
me.
all right,
That's all right. It's
All
fair.
right, here's what I want you to do. Sell us these
This
mozzarella.
is my retirement gig here. Unexpected notions.
Tell you. There are only two.
Beautiful. Wow, that was it.
Perfect. You did it.
Wow.
You know what?
See,
I want
you
them both.
start with scarcity, is what you
Yeah, I want them both. That was amazing.
Yeah.
So
Thank
speaking
you.
of all things Dawn and things that are fun and things that have we have a lot to unpack because there's an event coming up this
There is.
Saturday that I think you could describe for a good while because it's something you totally came up with, something new. This Saturday, the 27th, you're hosting Cave Comedy Fest.
That's
is that what
right.
we're still calling it? Or are we calling it Cave Fest?
Cave Comedy Fest. I know people are. It's fine.
Yeah, this is your third year.
As long as they come and have fun and play with us, it's fine.
Yeah. This is your third year with Cave
Yes.
Comedy Fest.
Yeah.
So you've worked out a lot of
Kinks.
yeah. So I feel like this year's it's gonna be.
And what you got?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's
Yeah.
happening at the Cave Comedy Fest?
Cave Comedy Fest. So we have activities above and below ground. Yes, and certainly the feature and the thing you want to do is see the comedy show inside the cave.
Okay, so
Yeah.
which cave is it?
Melrose Caverns here in Harrisonburg.
Okay.
So
Up,
just 10 minutes up the road from where we're sitting right now.
Up Route 11.
Yes.
Up Route 11? Yeah.
Yeah.
North.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're bringing in a headliner from Los Angeles. His name is Lachlan Patterson, and he's been doing comedy for 25 years. He first rose to prominence by being first runner-up on Last Comic Standing. That was 25 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And since then, he's been on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, Comedy Central, Tosh.0, Fox is Legit, just to name a few. This year, he's been on tour with Nate Bargatze. And he goes on tour with Russell Peters and a lot of big names. And he headlines all over the U.S. and in Canada, because that's where he's from, Vancouver.
Yeah.
So he's a not to miss.
Yeah.
For sure.
Is he comfortable being in a cave outside of Harrisonburg?
It's actually...
Does he know that he's going to be...
He does.
This is his second year?
Yeah, this is his second year. He was here our
awesome.
inaugural year.
Oh, fun.
And a cool story about that is my husband was showing me a YouTube clip, and it is his bit called The New Old People. He said, you got to see this guy. It was summer 2021. You got to see this guy. You got to see this guy. So I watched the clip, and he was hilarious. And afterwards I said, oh my God, he looks like a caveman. And that's when the idea came to me. I was like, we could do comedy in a cave. And when we do, I want that guy.
Oh, wow.
So the whole Comedy Cave Fest was bred out of you seeing someone's grooming choices.
Yes, that's correct.
Amazing.
Does he know you thought he looked like a caveman?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And he says, I know I look like I perform in caves all the time.
So it's a
He
perfect
was
fit.
comfortable down there 2
It's a
years
fit,
ago.
right.
He was.
Yeah.
He's doing
How
it.
many seats are in the cave?
Just 75. We're doing 2 shows at 3 and 5, and tickets are going. Yeah, you want to
Good.
get it.
That's
So
awesome.
Cool.
So
That's
there's
pretty
some other
exciting.
things happening.
There are.
up-
So the
above
cave, the cave has got this amazing history. First of all, let's just talk about where it is. It's on land that was granted by the King of England in 1764 to John Harrison, who is the brother of Thomas Harrison, the founder of Harrisonburg. And it's been passed down in the family for 11 generations now. So you're standing on an amazing piece of history.
Right.
And then the cave itself was used by the Civil War soldiers to store ammunitions and provisions. And so when you take the full guided cave tour with their tour guides, you can see all these Civil War soldiers' signatures all over the cave walls that they etched in. And so you see dates like 1862, 1865. It's insane.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
And so when you're in there watching the comedy show, back behind us on the cave wall, you see the signatures. So there'll be a spotlight. You'll see those behind our backs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's crazy.
So back in the 90s,
Yeah.
our friend of ours used to rent out that space. And you could rent it out for relatively inexpensive and throw parties there.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's how I used to know about Melrose and Melrose Caverns and all that stuff. It would be 3 bands for $3 scenario,
Yep.
and which we would go out there and they would. It was all.
It was a scene.
It was a scene.
It was a scene,
super
man.
fun.
I've heard about
Super
these
fun.
things.
But that's my experience. So do you get to be in the building? I mean, you're in that big. The building was like a multi-layered.
It's a
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
school venue.
You can go into the building. We're mainly going to have more of the rest of the activity outside besides the cave tours and the comedy shows inside the Fwaf shows inside the cave.
Yeah.
Those are ticketed, so you have to buy that. Everything outside, though, is free to open to the public.
Cool.
And so we have a food and beverage garden. We're going to have Bricks and Columns, Vineyards Wine. We're going to have Ott Street Eats that's doing a themed menu for the fest. We're going to have Restless Moons Brewing, serving beer, and they're also going to serve Friendly Fermenters themed beer for the fest called Munitions to honor what the Civil War soldiers did.
What?
So that's pretty cool. And then the axe throwing trailer from Beards and Broads will be out there. And then we have a lot of games, spike ball, cornhole, badminton, football throwing, and other games. And then we have a Christmas in July scavenger hunt also on their new walking trail. So you can,
Wow. They got a walking trail too.
yeah, so you can spy some Christmas items in trees wherever we put them on Friday for the fest. And get yourself a nice candy cane when you finish your hunt.
You're like elf in the shelf.
good. That's good, yeah.
Just put the elf wherever.
Just
We don't
throw
know.
things in the trees,
don't know.
please.
Yeah.
If you want to see how we figured that out, come Saturday.
Put a drum up there. That's it.
We're going to have music. I can't forget that. Well, there'll be music playing all day. It's 11 to 6, but we're also featuring Kelly Mae Green and Crystal Armentrout, and they're going to play from 2 to 4:30 that
Nice.
day, too.
Okay.
So we're going to have
great.
some live music as well.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
where can people go to find more information?
They'll want to go to melrosecaverns.com you'll see Comedy Fest up there, and you can find
I will
everything.
try to add some links in the show notes.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. /comedy will get you direct there. But
Okay.
Isn't it interesting? You were talking about how you saw the comic that's headlining on YouTube, and that is such a way that comics can really break to a huge audience
absolutely.
now. If you've got 30 seconds, if you got a joke that just kills, these people are all recording themselves, and they're getting a lot of clicks on some. If a good joke will go really far.
Yeah, and we're realizing that too. So we're going to be upping our audio-visual game. We have the Funny Womacks YouTube. It's my old acting YouTube page I didn't do much with, but if you want to see some Friendly City comedy, those sketches are on there. I want to see some acting clips before my beautiful gray hair that I got during the pandemic. Anyway.
No, she came out of the pandemic like this glorious goddess with this shock of white hair.
It's natural. It's crazy.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Gandalf the White.
Gandon the White.
Gandon.
But we're going to put more clips up over time. So if people follow, we're working, the podcast is on there. So I ask people to follow the Funny Womacks on YouTube, watch it grow and evolve. So
this woman is a hustler.
No, you are a hustler. I've noticed that about you all the times I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You're always like, so we got this.
This is going on. This is going on, right?
I'm interested in this. What do you think about this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very cool. People, the world needs people like you.
Oh, thank you.
They do.
And we need people like you. You can't do these crazy ideas by yourself. You know what I mean? You need people that will go, I see that crazy idea, and I'll raise you one.
I like crazy ideas. It's kind of why we're here right now, really.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I came here. It's my first time at Bingo is for Life.
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to just still absorb what is happening. We're on the duck pen. People are flying paper airplanes, and then we're off the duck pilling lanes, and then we're doing games, and then we're not doing games, then we're doing bingo, we're not doing bingo.
Yeah.
Well, we got an hour. So we try to pack in as much
awesome.
White
as we
hot,
can.
pure entertainment.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen.
And no, and we don't either.
No, neither do we.
A lot of times, we get excited. The game aspect, I've always wanted to be a game show host.
Yeah.
And that I feel like
you're
that
doing
is
great.
natural for you.
Yeah, I think so too.
Unbridled enthusiasm.
I know that you'll be busy this Saturday, and that's why you can't host the Friendly City Fortune giveaway. But me and Mike are doing it.
Yay!
Oh, yes.
That is a great choice.
And I just wanted to give away a car so bad. And you win a truck.
Yeah, we did give away a dinette here once, and that was fun. Just to say, you want a dinette. It was a Barbie dinette. It was still
a dinette set.
Dinette set.
We gave away a vacuum tonight.
Yeah, vacuum tonight.
That was pretty sweet.
It was like a 2-in-1 vacuum.
Like
it came in
two-in-one.
a tiny box. I was like, how effective is this?
She was pumped, though. The woman who won that was pumped. She was like, $2.
$2.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a cool doll.
It looked fun.
So speaking of the Friendly City raffle, you've been doing some commercials for
Yeah,
it, Dawn?
I did.
Oh, that's right. You're on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I haven't seen them, but now I want to check them out. See these commercials.
I'm going to upload it on the Funny Womacks YouTube.
Very good.
Okay. So I work in Augusta County. We have the WHSV TV3 is on TV during lunch break.
Yeah.
And so here it is. And I watched that your commercials like on repeat.
Serious rotation.
Serious.
Yeah.
Like it's like you and it's just a cup of coffee or
Kelly
something.
Snow.
Yeah. And it's all you're there a lot.
It's that and Paul Obal. That's it.
Those O-balls. You cannot.
Look at me.
They're all over. They are advertising mavens.
Right.
The Hollywood red carpet is next. Watch out.
Yeah, look out.
I'm just excited that you did those commercials and that you're sitting next to me now, because one of my role models growing up, and you may not remember this, if you're from Virginia, you'll know this, Lady Luck.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't know
She was the
that.
spokesperson for the Virginia Lottery.
Wow, yeah.
And she was this amazing creature. She did not have luck. She was always just surly and bedraggled, and she had a thing where she turned people into chickens quite a bit.
Okay.
But I love that woman, and
she had a career being lady. I mean, for years.
Yeah.
Is it like the progressive lady? That was her thing?
kind of, yeah.
Kinda,
Yeah, well,
she was,
became
the
her
white
thing.
dress was kind of like tattered a little bit, and she had a wand. And
like a broken wing.
Yeah.
And it was for the schools.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They kept saying,
Still is.
Yeah.
You too, kids, can end up like me.
Maybe that's why those
Lady Luck's pulling for you, kids.
Maybe that's why those commercials are so appealing to children, because they were raising money for us.
Right.
Kids couldn't gamble, but they could be like, Lady Luck.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we've reached our time. It goes by so quickly. Has everybody said what they wanted to say?
Oh, not yet. I want to give a shout out to Lid.
Lid.
Shout out to Lid.
And Grayson.
Yeah.
There you go. You guys are cool.
And I won't be here with you guys for a couple weeks. Got some things coming up.
Right.
But I'll be back when I get back. So
We'll see you soon.
happy
We will miss
podcasting.
you.
And I would be remiss to not mention that if you want to see other Fwaf shows past Cave Comedy Fest, please visit thefunnywomacks.com, WOMACKS.com. And our next show after Cave Comedy Fest is actually at Court Square Theater, Friday, August the 23rd.
Perfect.
And we'll have local, regional, and national touring headliner.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We do appreciate it. It's awesome.
This has been Bingo's Life. Thanks again to our sponsors, Ruby's Arcade in the historic Wine Brothers building in downtown Harrisonburg. And thanks to Mr. McGillicuddy's Herring Farm. When you need a herring, you need Mr. McGillicuddy's. I'm Dan Easley.
Bingo is Life, a post-bingo Harrisonburg podcast, is brought to you by the Brothers How to Show and our friends at Ruby's Arcade in downtown Harrisonburg, Virginia. If you've enjoyed the show and feel it's worth spreading a little joy in this world, please tell just one person that you like this podcast. Word of mouth, more than any other form of promotion, is how creative works get noticed and sustain themselves. Thank you, Andrew Hickey, for that bit of wisdom, and thank you, listeners, for being part of the fun.